One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
And with that, history is made. Over the weekend, we celebrated the 50th anniversary of the Apollo 11 astronauts walking on the moon.
Yeah, it's estimated that about 600 million people around the world watched their televisions on July 20th, 1969 to see the man walking on the moon for the first time.
I remember President Richard Nixon speaking to Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin via radio from the Oval Office. He said, quote, "It certainly has to be the most historic telephone call ever made." We are back with Lieutenant Tim Robinson of the White County Sheriff's Office, who also is a history buff and history professor at Salisbury University.
I also work at Salisbury University also.
We
love history, and I love the history of the space program.
We have been having such animated conversations here while we were at commercial break. Now, you spent time on Saturday watching the original CBS broadcast.
Yes, Saturday at 10:56 p.m. I, like many other fans, we're watching the original replay of the CBS telecast of the landing, or actually the landing on the moon and stepping out of Neil Armstrong,
right,
taking that first step. And
how'd it feel?
It was just impressive to watch it. It's really knowing that, I was watching history 50 minutes, 50 years to the very second. It was really something else.
Why is it something you get passionate about?
It just always is. It's something I've always been fascinated about when you look at what NASA did during the 1960s, following John F. Kennedy's proclamation. That after that proclamation was a bold proclamation.
Yeah.
He did it. Our total experience in space when he made that was about 15 minutes. 15 minutes after Alan Shepard's first flight, it said that he wanted to do something to how we could best the Soviets and how we could do it. And they said, Mr. President, we are capable, we can do this. We can do this if we focus on it. So he challenged NASA to do this by the end of the decade.
And they did it.
And they did it. They did it with about 6 months. They did it with several months to spare.
Do you think people in general have kind of lost the magnitude of what was accomplished?
Yeah, it's amazing they did it in such a short time, because I've been following the schedule of NASA in their attempts to go back to the moon.
Right.
And they're not planning, I think, going back and landing on the moon to, I think, by 2024.
Yeah.
And the time between missions now and what they're planning, it's going to probably get pushed back again. Yeah, there's just no drive to get it done in such a time period.
And the computers they did it with too.
Oh yeah, they didn't have our iPhones have more computing power. And one thing
what they have.
But I will mention one thing I'm such a fan about. I actually went this past Thursday to the Apollo 50 celebration in Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
So I was there with a bunch of other space fans, so to speak, wandering around the Washington Mall and then touring the Air and Space. And the neatest part about it was Neil Armstrong's spacesuit was put back on display.
Right.
And there was a line waiting to get in to see it, and everybody was very helpful there while we were there. But there's a lot of people that wanted to see it. I remember talking to a Canadian family that was in line next to me waiting to see it. They'd never been to the Air and Space Museum before, and they thought it was just such an impressive place.
Gotta go see it.
Yes.
Gotta go see it. I remember getting from the gas station a little cardboard fold-up of the LEM.
Wow.
And putting it together. It was really neat.
Lunar module.
Yeah.
One of the things I wish I was alive for, you know?
It did actually occur a couple years before I was born, but I still remember as a young child, my mother waking me up early in the morning to watch one of the launches.
Wow.
And she said it was the last one. It's the last one. You can't. I wanted to stay in bed. You can't stay in bed. It's the last one. You've got to watch.
So
this.
why do we need to go back to the moon?
Because it's there.
I can't argue that.
No, I think I've always wondered, like many other people, why we haven't gone back. Why we have not gone back since 1972. Why we haven't gone back. But it's good to get back, and they're going to. From what I understand, they're going to plan on using that as a gateway to go elsewhere to Mars in the years afterwards.
So we got all excited about where this is and where it's going to. Historically, which you are an expert in, and everything that you saw, looking back, knowing now what we do, looking back at what they did then, what strikes you as the most remarkable?
Just with the technology that they had back then. And it really, people have a hard time believing it, but it really was a simple physics that when they basically pointed the Apollo capsule, and when it took off, about where they expected the moon to be in 3 days. And they were going to meet up. And there had to be a lot of faith on the part of those astronauts. Even the previous astronauts, Apollo 8, when the first time when they did that in December 1968, and then the dress rehearsal of Apollo 10, that they were going to make it back. And they even gave, Neil Armstrong even said it was 50-50 whether they were going to make it back.
That has got to be scary.
And can you imagine if they were there on the moon, and if the ascent stage of the lunar module did not work, there was no rescue possible.
They were there.
No rescue possible. It's Richard Nixon already had his speech prepared
in case
they did not what he was going to say, in case they could not take off from the moon.
Wicomico County Sheriff's Deputy Lieutenant Tim Robinson, thank you again so much and history professor at Salisbury University as well. We always look forward to talking to you. The stuff that you bring up, it's amazing. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much.